going on, everybody? Welcome back to another one. This one we're not really talking about cars too much. We're talking about camera equipment and what do I use to shoot with. I want to make this video for two reasons. A, I've only been doing YouTube stuff, videos for funsies for a month now, and I've already generated a decent amount of camera equipment. Two, maybe you're starting a YouTube channel or you've been thinking about it also and you want to take the leap. You want to take the leap of faith. So this might help you out if it's something you've been debating. Three, in a year or two from now when I'm still making videos, I want to see how much more camera equipment I've kind of compiled over the years. So this is a bulk of a whole bunch of good stuff and I want to do this for a reason. Now, before we jump into that, where's it at? We got boxes. We did get some car parts in the mail today. And if you watch previous videos, you know what they are. But we're still going to open them up and take a look at what's in them. Woo! Ooh, what's in box number one? Boom, boom. You probably saw the sticker on the side and realized what this is. Don't need that. Don't need that. This is what we need. Ooh, we got our gauge cluster, SMY gauge cluster, 52 millimeter. That's dope. Box numero dos. You see that sticker tape stuff? You know, you already know it's car parts. We all know that feeling. All right, we got some AEM goodies. Boom, we have our boost gauge and our air fuel ratio gauges. Dope. So we're gonna be installing these tomorrow, actually, to get them on the car. Ugh. What is this one? Nice air fuel ratio gauge. Boost gauge looks very similar. I'll do a walkthrough on the install of these to get these installed on the car so that way you too can install gauges on your car. So with these, we're gonna go jump into the other room and start running through some of our camera equipment. So this might seem a little overwhelming. Sorry, Doggo's gonna hang out. I don't kick Doggo out. He's got free reign in this room. So this might seem overwhelming. To start with, I shoot with a Canon M50 EOS with the Video Road Pro mic with the dead cat on it. If you don't know what a dead cat is, it's that funky looking gray sock looking thing that sits over the microphone. And I also have a basic Manfroto Tripod that I'm using now to shoot this video. Everything on the table though, it gets a lot more. So we're just gonna start from my left, your right, and just sweep across the table. So to start with, this is a fun one that I've actually wanted for a really long time. This is a DJI Mavic Pro. If you're looking for a quality good drone that shoots 4K, I would highly recommend this guy. I picked it up for I think about $1,000 with the Fly More kit. Fly More kit comes with a couple extra batteries, comes with a larger SD card, and just a couple other options. It has the carrying case, a multi-charging pad, whatnot. But that thing is absolutely awesome. I love flying drones. I did it for 4 years when I was in the Army, and I honestly cannot get enough of it. I want to be able to use it more, but with the winter time coming up, it might be a little more difficult just because of the flying restrictions with the drone. But camera-wise, it shoots full HD, shoots 4K, and the quality of the video is absolutely amazing, especially once you get the hang of flying it. You can get some really smooth and really cool shots. I want to pick up the ND filter set for this, the neutral density filter. So essentially what that is, and we'll get into one of those once we get over here, but the neutral density filter will help cut out some of that light that just washes out your video. Ideally, when you're shooting these videos, your vlogs, your install videos or whatever, you want your frame rate and your shutter speed to be double each other. So if I'm shooting at 60 frames per second, I want my shutter speed to be 1/125. That's about as close as I can get with my camera just to get the smoothest video like this. If I was at a different one, it would be like, it would be choppy. It would look choppy and it would look a little weird. So the drone is one of my favorites that I use. I haven't been able to use it in a lot of the vlogs yet just because I haven't had any reason to with some of the installs, the tune that we just did and everything like that. But that's going to be coming up in some more of these soon. The next I have is just a small handheld rig. You can piece these together, you can build your own. This was given to me by Matt. Matt's a homie who's been in the vlog a couple times. He's really chill. He's a really big photographer, videographer guy as well. So he hooked it up with that. He shoots with a Canon Canon something Mark 5D2, 4, something like that. His camera's too big for this, so he's letting me use it for the stuff that we're doing here on the channel. Basic neck strap. It's good as a third point of contact if you're trying to get some slow moving footage panning across if I don't have the gimbal, but we'll get to the gimbal in a minute. This is one that I use all the time, is the Joby Gorilla Pod. This is what I shoot all the vlogs on essentially, so I'll just smack the camera right on top here, hold it out, and that's what I'm generally using when I'm around the garage, the shop, or on the go. It's easy to store, you mount it on there, it's got a small quick disconnect tab. You can pick these up. I got this one for like 60 bucks at Best Buy. I'm sure Amazon has them cheaper, but if you're looking to start one of these, highly recommend. I totally skipped past it though. The camera itself, the Canon M50, I picked that up with the basic kit, which was just the kit lens, the body, a battery, and that was it. And I got that for $650, $750, somewhere in that range. Really high quality camera that is very versatile for what I'm doing. Eventually I'd like to step up to a larger Canon. I'm a huge Canon fan after this one. So ideally one day I'd like to step up to the next higher platform, and so on and so forth, moving my way up and through. But for now, the M50 does exactly what we need it to. Keep going through the table here. The next thing I have is a Polar Pro step-up ring, and the reason I have one of these step-up rings is for this ND filter, and we'll jump into that also. But this is a step-up ring that goes from 49 millimeters up to 67 millimeters because I don't have any 67, and that was the smallest size I could get this ND filter in. But some of the lenses that I run through right now on the camera, I have a 22 millimeter EOS lens, which has image stabilization and STM, which is a stepping motor in it to help keep video smoother as you're on the go if you're doing run and gun kind of stuff. This 50 milliliter, this is what they call the Nifty 50, is what I use for a lot of my my photos. I have the lens hood for it as well, just to keep out any sun glare, and it works phenomenally. It gives you that nice blurry background against your subject if that's what you're looking for. The only thing I don't like about this lens is that it crops it up to an 80 millimeter from a 50 from my camera just because of the sensor. So I wish it didn't do that, but aside from that, this thing works wonders on everything. I also have the kit lens. This is a 15 to 45 millimeter kit lens. I don't use it very often. It's alright, it's decent. The f-stop on it is not very low, to be honest. This also has image stabilization and STM, but it gets the job done when I need something that's a little versatile and if I need to zoom in or out on something, so it works. Basic camera cleaning kit, because you'll never know when you need that. I keep that in my camera bag. Jumping into this ND filter here, if you're into videography or photography at all, you might know who Peter Mckinon is. I went ahead and I just full-on sent it with his variable ND filter. So essentially what a variable ND filter is it filters out some of that light when you're shooting, because you're going to end up washing out a lot of your video if you're just shooting at the standard 2/1 rate for shutter speed and frame rate. So this helps with that. It helps keep it so you don't demolish your video, and I absolutely love this thing. It was a little pricey, but for the money it's adjustable, you can use it on the go, and it's nice to have. So that was one of my recent purchases for camera equipment. I'm glad I bought it. It comes in this really nice limited edition Peter Mckinon case, which I have absolutely no complaints about. So I'll end up keeping this and storing it forever. The next thing is just a standard mic cover that I never use because I always keep the dead cat on. We've got our wrist strap for on-the-go kind of stuff, which it's a wrist strap. It holds the camera so you don't drop it. And then the last thing on the table is my Ronin S, which I use this thing a lot. I got this side handle for it as well to make video a little more stable, and it's not what everyone thinks. It's not you just get a gimbal and then magically all of your video is stable. It's not even in the slightest how it is. So I love this thing though. It takes some practice to get used to. You need to be able to balance the camera on it, which right now mine is backwards, but I'm just not even gonna worry about it because I need to put it away after this. But it does wonders. You need to learn how to use it. There is a learning curve with it, but it gets the job done pretty well whenever you need to, especially with after you're editing anything in post. So I edit everything on a MacBook Pro with Adobe Premiere. I started out using this program called Wondershare Filmora, and it worked decent, but I wanted something that was capable of doing more when I asked it to. So I stepped up, I got Adobe Pro, and that one there is a decent learning curve. If you've never done editing before, I suggest using something a little more user-friendly just so you get the concept of editing when it comes to video, audio, adding in things, doing box-in-box kind of stuff. So I would suggest using something, that Wondershare Filmora thing was a great platform to learn on. It's about $60, and it has basic features to walk you through it, so that way you know what you're doing when you're going through and editing everything. Lastly, what I have over here is just a basic camera bag that I use. Lenses and everything, camera body go in the back, everything else goes up in the top, standard. That was also given to me by Matthew, so thank you, Matthew. A couple things that I want to get in the future. As you can see in this video, I'm very dark right now. I don't have any external lights. I need to get one. So that's going to be probably one of my next camera purchases, is going to be a light, so that way when I'm sitting in here there's good lighting shining on me, like from this window over here. It's very difficult to film like this without a light. I've got this light above me and it's doing alright. I've got the window, which is doing even better, but an external light will help keep a lot of these videos looking nice and crispy for you, because we like crispy videos. So that's what I use for everything. I think in total I have a sum of about $3,800 to $4,000 worth of equipment that I've bought through everything, and there's still more that I need to buy that I want. Granted, if you're starting a YouTube channel, you don't need to go all out like I did. I wanted to go all out like this so that way I could provide the utmost quality content I could provide. Like for example, that light, I really don't have to buy one. I don't need to buy one, but to increase the quality of the content that I want to produce, I need one. So it all depends on your standard. If you want to use your cell phone to edit and shoot video and upload to, by all means, go for it. It'll work. It'll get you in the right direction. If you're unsure if you want to do it and you don't want to do this commitment like I jumped into, but then again, that's my personality type, is if I'm going to do something, I go full send or full commit with it. But that's just me. So aside from that, if anyone has any questions over any of the equipment that I use, that I plan on getting, or any equipment that you're planning on getting, feel free to shoot me a message, comment down below. I'll have this stuff linked down in the description, so that way if you're curious about any of it, you can go check it out. I buy a lot of this stuff on Amazon because Amazon has some of the best deals. Either Amazon or Best Buy is where I'm getting everything. And Best Buy is more expensive, but I'm impatient sometimes, as we can tell. But like I was saying, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. I will happily answer anything that you have to ask. Lastly, I appreciate everyone swinging by. The time you spend with me and I spend with you, even though I'm pointing at a camera and talking to a camera, is appreciated. If this video helped you at all, smash the like button, if that's what you're into. If you haven't already subscribed to the page, I appreciate it when you do. It helps. It's exciting. It's exciting when I'm doing this and I see, yo, you got one more subscriber, and it goes up, but that's beside the story. Anyways, if you haven't already subscribed to the page, I really appreciate it. Jaeger really appreciates it. He's my little dude. He's chewing on his blanket because he's kind of weird. But anyways, peace out, everyone. I'll catch you in the next one.